Good morning to all. Welcome to the Diamond Group of Institutions NEET and JSET online classes. Today's topic is select the unit of life. In that, some questions are select the mismatched pair. So here we have identified the incorrect pair. So option A, a septal mesosome. They given as a nucleoid. You see, when we seen as a mesosomes are the specialized structures that we are seeing in bacteria. So those are the mesosomes they are involved in respiration because in the bacteria mitochondria is absent. So these are the plasma membrane or inner membrane of the mitochondria. It can undergo as a many number of the foldings. That foldings only we call as a mesosomes. So here septal mesosomes means septal mesosomes. Mesosomes are classified into several types. Out of the several types are the mesosomes in the bacteria. Which are the mesosomes are they associated in a genetic material of bacteria. So this is the genetic material of bacteria, double stranded DNA. So DNA of the bacteria we call as nucleoid because it is a NAT. Means it's not associated into the histone proteins. So septal mesosome means which are the mesosomes are they associated into the genome of bacteria. Such type of the mesosomes are we call as a septal mesosomes, and here those are the septal mesosomes are they involved in a respiration and also involved into the replication of the bacteria. Replication means that is the copying of genetic material from the parental DNA. So that is called as a replication. So septal mesosomes are there also involved in replication. What's the option A? They given septal mesosomes as nucleoid is correct statement. And fixed ribosomes. Fixed ribosomes. See now here again in the prokaryotic organisms and the eukaryotic organisms, common non-membrane bound structures are we call as a ribosome. They are involved in that is protein synthesis. So they are given as a fixed ribosomes. These fixed ribosomes, why we call as a fixed ribosomes here? So in these are the prokaryotic organisms, ribosomes are their presence as 70S type, and these are the 70S type of the ribosomes. In a prokaryote, many number of the ribosomes are their presence in the form of a line or group of the ribosomes are attached and a single mRNA that is called as a polyribosomes, or we are also called as a polycystonic RNA. So it is near into the, or it was fixed into the plasma membrane. So that's why it's called as a fixed ribosomes. And option C, Aquaspirillum magnetocacticum, they given as a magnetocacticum. So this Aquaspirillum magnetocacticum is a specialized bacteria. It was present in water, and these are the magnetocacticum. It will be known to contain a specialized structure. In these are the specialized bacteria. This magnetocacticum it is used in a medicines and also involved in a replication. And option D, gram-negative bacteria. We know that based upon the cell wall composition of the bacterial cells are classified into two types. The two types are they are classified into gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. Christian Gram, he was classified into two types of the bacteria, gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. So they are given as a gram-negative bacteria, and it is matched with teichoic acids. So teichoic acids are the specialized structures that we are seeing in a gram-positive bacteria, not in a gram-negative bacteria. So by the presence of teichoic acids, what will be going to happen? So because of the presence of teichoic acids in the cell wall of the bacteria, they can uptake the components. They can uptake the that is what is the reagents we are going to add it into the identification of gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria, like as a crystal violet solutions and saffron solutions. They can uptake and they can absorb easily. These are the components or reagents will not pass easily into the bacterial cell. But in the gram-negative bacteria, they won't have, so that's why they won't enter. So the mismatch pair is D only. It's a gram-negative bacteria they given as a teichoic acids. So the teichoic acid is the character of positive. And next one, Plasmodesmata are locomotory structures. So when we see as a plasmodesmata means in between the two cells. So a specialized structures are we are seeing in a plants. So these are the plant cells. Plant cells are connected together one to one another. And in between the two cells, this is the A cell and this is the B cells. In between the two cells, a small, minute tubular connections will be going present. That small, minute tubular connections are we called as a plasmodesmatal connections. So, plasmodesmata are the specialized structures are we are seeing in a plant cells. Its function it is helpful into the attachment or intercellular connections in between the two adjacent cells. Those are the connections between the two plant cells. These we call as a plasmodesmatal connections. What's the use of this? Because of the presence of these plasmodesmatal connections, movement of the water and the minerals from one cell into the other cell will be going to take place. So, plasmodesmata are they given as an option A, locomotory structures. Locomotion means we call as a movement. So these are the plasmodesmatal connections are they not involving in locomotion, so it's not a locomotory structures. And option B, membrane connecting nucleus with plasma lemma. So when we see into this is nucleus. From the nucleus, capillary structures will be going present. Those are called as a endoplasmic reticulum. And this is the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane also called as a plasma lemma. So they given as a membrane connecting nucleus with plasma lemma. A small membrane connecting nucleus with plasma lemma. These are we call as a here. These structures are we call as a endoplasmic reticulum. So membrane connecting nucleus with plasma lemma is a endoplasmic reticulum. We are also called as the outer nuclear membrane. It's not a plasmodesmata. And option C, connection between two adjacent cells. It's a small connection between the two adjacent cells of A and B. That is what we call as a plasmodesmata. And option D, lignified connected layers between cells. Lignified connecting layers between the cells we call as a pits. Pits are we are seeing. Pits are also like as a plasmodesmata only, but they are seen into the non-living cells. Lignified cells are non-living, only cell wall of the plant cells, such as a non-living cells we can take as a xylem components, xylem capites, xylem vessels, phloem fibers. Those are made up by lignin. So, a connection between the two non-living cells, cell wall is made up by the lignin. Those connections are called as a pits. So, the pits, it's not those are not considered as a plasmodesmata. Plasmodesmatal connections are we are seeing in living cells only. So answer is C, not as a D and F. And next question, which cell organelle divides intracellular spaces into distinct components, that is luminal inside and extraluminal cytoplasm? See now, here the question is, which are the cell organelles that can divide intracellular spaces and the extracellular spaces? So, intraluminal and extraluminal. So, we can imagine about the cell. This is the cell, the nucleus. From the nucleus, outer membrane of the nucleus, a many number of folded structures are there present. That folded structures only we call as a endoplasmic reticulum. Now you see, one of the cell organelle, it's distributed in an entire cytoplasm of a cell. It was having many number of foldings. The foldings contain of the cell organelle we call as a endoplasmic reticulum. It was connected from the outer nuclear membrane into the plasma membrane. So now, when we can see into the foldings of this endoplasmic reticulum, it was having as a many number of stacks-like structures. This. So in between the two stacks-like structures are foldings. Here the cytoplasm is present. So this structure we call as a extraluminal space. Extraluminal space. And this inside of the layer, that inside of the stack we call as a intraluminal space. So out of the given options in a Golgi bodies, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes. See now, Golgi bodies are developed from the endoplasmic reticulum only. Golgi bodies are arrangement takes place in a stacks-like structures. So these are these Golgi bodies are developed from the endoplasmic reticulum only. So first structures as intraluminal spaces and the extraluminal spaces are we are seeing in endoplasmic reticulum, not as a Golgi body. And option B, mitochondria. In mitochondria, a plasma membrane or inner membrane of mitochondria can undergo as a many number of foldings. The foldings are called as a cristae. So now here the inside of the cristae means inside of the mitochondria, below the cristae we call as a matrix, and in between the outer membrane and the inner membrane, that space we call as intermembranous space. We will not call as a intraluminal and extraluminal. And option B, lysosomes. Lysosomes are the specialized structures as a button-shaped structures are there seen in a cytoplasm. So these are also does not have any intraluminal and extraluminal spaces. So out of the given option, answer is C, endoplasmic. And next question. Mitochondria cristae act as a site swab. So now only we are discussing this. This is the mitochondria, this is the cristae. So mitochondria cristae act site swab. So options are given as protein synthesis, breakdown of molecules, oxidation reduction reactions, and phosphorylation of flavoproteins. Now see here, this is the inner membrane, and these are the inner membrane. Many number of complexes are arranged in sequence manner. Those are complex 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So at the time of respiration we are discussing these all are complex 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So those all are located in a inner membrane of mitochondria. At the time of respiration, that is in aerobic respiration, mitochondria is involved in aerobic respiration. At the time of the aerobic respiration, by the presence of this mitochondria, what will be going to take place? Option A, protein synthesis. So because of the cristae of mitochondria, protein synthesis will not take place. Protein synthesis occurs in a matrix only, because like as a cytoplasm, in the matrix liquid will be going to presence. So if in the inside of the matrix, its own genetic material will be going to presence. It's a semi-autonomous cell organelle. So synthesis of protein it takes place in a matrix, not in an inner membrane. And option D, breakdown of molecules. Here, breakdown of the molecules also will take place in a matrix only. And option C, oxidation reduction. See now here the oxidation and reduction molecules all takes place by the involvement of these complexes, that complex 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here oxidation reduction reactions all are take place in a cristae, because all of the complexes are present in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. So these complexes are then involved in a oxidation reduction reactions. Why these are the 5 complexes are there involved in oxidation reduction reaction? You know that in the aerobic respiration, by the different process, different types of the components will be known synthesized. Those are NADH2 and FADH2 molecules. The NADH2 and FADH2 molecules will not break down by the involvement of these complexes only. So that's the reason here in the cristae of mitochondria it was involved in oxidation, that is reduction reactions. So answer is a C. And option D they given as a phosphorylation of flavoproteins. So phosphorylation is takes place in a mitochondria but not as a flavoproteins. Phosphorylation will be known to synthesis of ATP will not take place but not as a flavoproteins. And next question, number of thyroids in a granum is. So you want to know the granum structures. When we can imagine about the structure of chloroplast, It's a double membrane layers, cell organelle. It's also called as semi-autonomous cell organelle. In these are the chloroplast. Many number of disc-shaped structures are there present. The disc-shaped structures are we call as a thylakoids. A single disc-shaped structure we call as, this is the thylakoid. So inside of the thylakoids, empty space is present, that is called as lumen, and this is we call as a stroma. So question is asking about the number of thylakoids in a granum. So group of the thylakoids. This is the thylakoids. The group of the thylakoids we call as a granum. Many number of the thylakoids are arranged in the form of a scapes-like structure. So the group of the thylakoids we call as a granum. What's the use of the granum? So when we see into the thylakoid, so here the many different types of chlorophyll pigments are there present. The chlorophyll pigments are there to trap the light. Chloroplast is involved in photosynthesis. They can trap the light, and these are the light energies converted into the chemical energy in the form of ATP and NADP molecules because of the presence of these chlorophyll pigments only. Here, these all of the chlorophyll pigments are present are located in between the two thylakoid membranes. So here the chlorophyll pigments will be no presence. So light is trapped, the light energy is converted into the chemical energy. Here only the components will be no presence. Here only the light reactions will be going to take place. And what is the light is trapped, the light is converted into the ATP and the NADP molecules. At the time of conversion, these thylakoids, that is group of the thylakoids, that will play a key role. So number of the thylakoids are present in each granum, means minimum number of the thylakoids are present in each granum, it is 40 to 60. Minimum number of the thylakoids are. But here the given options are 5 to 10, it's not correct, and 100 to 150, this is also not correct, and 150 to 200, this is also not correct. But related number it is. Related number 40 to 60. Mostly all of the chloroplasts that contain as a minimum grana in a chloroplast, it is 40 to 60 number, but the nearest value is 20 to 100 only. So answer is. Let's discuss the next question. Match the following problem and select the correct options. Here also match the following options they given from this chapter of the cellular of life. Definitely this type of question will be asked because many cell organelles we have discussed. So you want to know the idea of functions of different types of the cell organelles. See now, column 1 they given as a endoplasm reticulum, free ribosomes, mitochondrion and contractile vacuole. Column 2 they given as a cellular respiration, osmoregulation, synthesis of lipids, stool and synthesis of non-secretory proteins. See now here, endoplasm reticulum. Endoplasm reticulum is having a envelope on the surface of nucleus. It's expanded into the entire cytoplasm up to plasma membrane. So the endoplasm reticulum was classified into two types. Endoplasm reticulum has rough endoplasm reticulum and smooth endoplasm reticulum. So you know the functions also. Rough endoplasm reticulum, it's involved in protein synthesis and involved in a secretion of proteins, and smooth endoplasm reticulum, those are involved in lipids. So now out of the given options, protein synthesis option is there, synthesis of non-secretory proteins, synthesis of lipids. So synthesis of the lipids is there. So these are the lipid synthesis take place by the smooth endoplasm reticulum. It's a character of endoplasm reticulum, is a type of the endoplasm reticulum. Differences between the rough endoplasm reticulum and the smooth endoplasm reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, it is associated into the ribosomes. But here smooth endoplasm reticulum ribosomes does not have it. So that's why they can synthesize into the lipids. So if you are considering as a endoplasm reticulum, here the endoplasm reticulum as a synthesis of lipids, you will be get as a synthesis of protein also. But here they given as a synthesis of non-secretory proteins. If the proteins are synthesized from the rough endoplasm reticulum, that proteins are called as a secretory proteins. If the proteins are not synthesized from the endoplasm reticulum, such type of proteins are called as a non-secretory proteins. So we have to choose, we have considered as a endoplasm reticulum as a synthesis of lipids. And free ribosomes. In a cell of the prokaryotes or the eukaryotes, ribosomes are there present. The ribosomes are also called as a protein factors. Protein factories. So, at the time of production of proteins, ribosomes are major cell organelles. They are involved. So, these are the proteins are here. They given as a synthesis of non-secretory proteins. Proteins are considered as secretory proteins or non-secretory proteins. Secretory proteins are synthesized from the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So non-secretory proteins are synthesized from the ribosomes only. So ribosomes and mitochondrion. Mitochondrion is a singular, mitochondria is a plural. So now here mitochondrion means the mitochondria is involved into the respiration, aerobic respiration. In these are the aerobic respiration. Production of ATP molecules, we are also called as a oxidative phosphorylation. So oxidative phosphorylation will be known to express. So synthesis of ATP will occur. So mitochondria will be known to use to synthesis of ATP. So that's why mitochondria is also called as a powerhouse of a cell. It's involved in cellular respiration. Yes, in a cell of eukaryotes respiration process and contractile vacuole. So these are the contractile vacuoles we are seeing in aquatic organisms. So because of the presence of these vacuoles or contractile vacuoles, they can store the different types of the water and the minerals and waste substances in a cell. They are involved in osmoregulation. Means they can maintain the water concentration of cell. Water concentration of a cell, otherwise water concentration of the organism maintained by the vacuoles. So the type of vacuoles are called as contractile vacuoles. We are seeing in aquatic organism. So endoplasmic reticulum, A3, free ribosomes, B4 and C. Mitochondria involved in cellular respiration, C1, and contractile vacuoles, D2. So answer is. Is the next question. The living beings are made up of cells. This was stated by living organisms. All are made up of by the cells, and here these all are the cells. They are belongs into the prokaryotic cells or the eukaryotic cells. So those are the cells or organisms are we are considered as the plant cells and animal cells. See now here, living organisms all are made up of by the cells. This was stated by here. They given as options are Hugo de Vries and Lama. So these are the Lama and Hugo de Vries. You will be known at the time of evolution. So in that evolution you will going to get what they will be going to done Hugo de Vries and the Lama. And Schleiden and Schwann and Van Helmont. So Schleiden and Schwann, these are the both botanists and zoologists. So these are two scientists. They can propose the cell theory. First cell theory was proposed by the Schleiden and Schwann. So Schleiden and Schwann they can state it as all of the living organisms are made up of by the cell, but they are not explained how the formation of the new cells. So that's why first cell theory was proposed by the they given by the Schleiden and Schwann. They said as the living organisms all are made up of by cells. And Van Helmont, one of the scientists, he was done the experiments on a salix plant, and he said as salix plant will be going to utilize the minerals from the soil. So he was done the experiments, and on this experiment, based upon his experiment, plants all are required, for all plants they required as a different types of the minerals. So at the time of mineral nutrition chapter, we don't get the Van Helmont. But the question is, the living beings are made up of cells. This was stated by first time. Living organisms all are made up of by the cells, and that cell theory was proposed by the Schleiden and Schwann. And next question: select the common characteristics between chloroplast, chromoplast, leucoplasts. So here these three are belongs into plastics. So plastics are classified into three types: chromoplast, chloroplast, leucoplast. Chromoplasts are the colored plastics we are seeing in a fruit wall. Chromoplasts are the colored plastics we are seeing in a fruit wall, and chloroplasts are the green color plastics. So these are the chloroplasts are majorly involved in photosynthesis. Leucoplasts are the colorless plastics. They are involved in a storage of food materials. So now plastics are classified into three types. Chromoplasts means these are the colored plastics we are going to use or we are seeing in a fruits and also the flowers. Coming to the chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are the green color structures we are seeing in all plants, which wherever the green structures will be present, this all of the green structures are contained as this chloroplast. They are involved in photosynthesis. Leucoplasts, those are the colorless plastics involved in a storage of food materials. So now, out of the three types of the plastics, which is a common character? Presence of pigments. Presence of the pigments is a character of chromoplast and chloroplast only, not a character of leucoplast. So option A is incorrect. And position of thylakoids and grana. So these are the possession of thylakoids and grana. Thylakoids and grana we are seeing in chloroplast only, not in a chromoplast and leucoplast. And option C, storage of starch, proteins and lipids. That's a character of leucoplast, not in the chloro and chromoplast. And ability to divide. So all of these plastics are undergoing as a division. They can shows the binary fission and they can form into new plastics. That's a common character of this chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. So answer is D. See the next question. Read the given statements and select correct option. Option A means statement A. Water soluble vacuole pigments anthocyanin attracts pollinating and dispersing agents. And statement B. Anthocyanin provides polarization of flowers. See now here, anthocyanin pigments, vacuolar anthocyanin. See here, when we see into the flower, flower is present in different colors. The different colors of the flowers we are seeing here petals. The petals of the flower vacuoles, they are having a specialized water soluble pigment. That water soluble pigments are seen in a petals. Those are called as anthocyanin pigments. So water soluble vacuolar pigments anthocyanin attracts the pollinating and dispersing agents. So we know the flower is a reproductive part of a plant, and flower it's available in different colors. The different colors of the flower will be going to occur because of the presence of pigments only. These flower pigments present in the petals will be going to attract the insects to perform the pollination. So pollination and dispersing agents. So after the attracting of the insects to perform the pollination and dispersing agents means movement of the insects from the flowers. So now pollination means transfer of pollen from anther into a stigma. So this process after the pollination, the insects will be going to again move on. So statement B. Anthocyanin provides polarization of the flowers. Yes, flowers are having different in colors because of the presence of the anthocyanin pigments in the petals. So the petals, these are the anthocyanin pigments are water soluble pigments. By the presence of different colors in a flower will be going to attract the insects and perform the pollination. So what are the options are given as a statement A and statement B. Both are the correct. So option A, both statement A and B are correct, and B is a correct explanation for A. Here the statements A and B they given as A, flower petals they contain as anthocyanin pigments, and these anthocyanin pigments are seen in a flower. It was helpful for the pollination. So both of the statement A and B is correct, and these are the statement B is a proper explanation of A. So answer it is A. Both of the statements are correct, and B is a correct explanation for that. And next question. Read the given statements and select ones which are true or false. They given as some statements. Out of the statements which are the true and which are the false, they have to identify. Option A, mitochondria of eukaryotes have 80s ribosomes. So eukaryotes are contained as a mitochondria. These are the mitochondria of eukaryotes that given as a 80s ribosome. So here the mitochondria is contained as a 70s ribosomes only, not as a 80s ribosomes. And option 2, DNA of E. coli not associated with the histone protein. Yes, DNA of E. coli. E. coli is a prokaryotic organism. It does not have any histone protein, so that's why we call as nucleoid. And option 3, plasmids are self-replicating extra chromosomal segments of single-stranded circular napped DNA. Plasmids are we are seeing in a prokaryotes only. Those are the extra chromosomal cell organelles are we are seeing in a prokaryotes. Those are self-replicating segments. They given as a single stranded. It's not a single stranded it's not a single stranded of plasmid. It's a double stranded DNA in plasmid. So what are the options are they given as 1, 2, 3. Option 1, mitochondria of eukaryotes have 80s ribosome. It's an incorrect statement, means false. DNA of E. coli not associated with the histone proteins. It's a true. And plasmids are self-replicating extra chromosomal segments of single-stranded circular DNA. It's not a single-stranded circular DNA. It's a double-stranded circular DNA. It is also false. So false, true, false. False, true, false. Answer is D. Next question. Which of the following is not a function of vacuole in a plant cell? Vacuoles in a plant cells are having large in size. In animal cells, those are having small in size. These are the characters of plant cells and these are the characters of animal cells. Functions of the vacuoles. So these are the large size vacuoles. They are helpful for storage of the water, and vacuoles act as a excretory organelles or excretion in a plant cells. Any waste materials are there present. Those all of the waste materials will be storage into the vacuoles. So here they given as a vacuole. Which of the following is not a function of vacuole? Option A, storage. So they can store the other excretory materials. So vacuoles are the large in size. Presence of the large size vacuole is the character of plant cell. They can store the waste materials. And waste disposal. So now in the first option only we have discussed waste disposal means excretory materials will be going to disposed by the presence of vacuoles. And option C, cell elongation and protection. So these are the cell elongation because of the presence of large sized vacuoles. Whenever size of the vacuole is large, automatically cell size also will be going to large. Cell size will be going to increase. And protection. So that cell will be going to protect itself because of the presence of these vacuoles. When in the plant cells, any water concentration will be going to reduces automatically from the vacuole. They can send the water into a cytoplasm. And option D, production of hydrogen peroxide. So production of hydrogen peroxide is a character of lysosomes. So lysosomes are not related into the vacuoles. Vacuoles are different and lysosomes are different. Its function. So that is production of hydrogen peroxide is not a related function of the vacuole. So answer is D.